Welcome to The Life of Hair. My name's James Atkinson. Thank you for joining me in this week's episode. Now in this week's episode, I'm going to teach you how to balance your square layers. Now I know what you're going to say to yourself, James, I can cut a square layer perfectly. What you're talking about? Well, when we cut a square layer and then we part it on the side, we make the hair unbalanced. It is just a fact. And in this particular episode, I'm going to show you exactly how to balance that look and get even hair on both sides. On with today's video, but before we get on with today's video, I just wanted to thank all the new Patreons who have joined this week. And our first Patreon session is on Monday, the 25th of May at 9 p.m. GMT. But if you don't catch that episode, then don't worry, you can watch it on Patreon afterwards any time you like, because it'll all be filmed and uploaded to Patreon. And the first session's all about the secrets of colour theory. But before I go, I just wanted to thank the new Patreons who have joined, and I've got my list here. I've got Marcelia, I've got Jackie, Freddie, Princess, Keen and Chris. Thank you so much, you guys. Don't forget, if you have joined the Patreon and you haven't been back to look at your messages, there's a whole host of messages over there from me. And if you haven't already got that message, it's all about when we're going to do the live and joining our Facebook group. If you want to, it's completely up to you, but it's a great place for us to communicate back and forth. So don't forget to add me on Facebook, and then I will join you to the Life of Hair Patreon group. Have a wonderful week, guys, and if you enjoyed this, then you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up button, comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. And for everybody who has hit that subscribe button, leaves me a comment and smashes that thumbs up button, I massively appreciate it. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Stay safe, stay well, and I will see you next week for another episode. I'm going to show you quickly that this haircut has just been cut absolutely square, and what that means for the balance of this haircut. So we've got a square layered haircut there, there's no deviation in that. Now that will sit in the center parting, absolutely balanced. So we center part the hair, take two pieces of hair from exactly the same location. Remember, that is really, really important, guys, when you are cross-checking that the hair comes from exactly the same place. Elevate the hair straight up and then lower it down into its natural fall. Do not over direct it in any way, shape or form, and put the hair down and feel for it in the right location. If it is in the right location, then you have got even layers. We know we've got even layers from this haircut. This week we're going to just quickly look at how to adjust for a side parting. So in this specific instance, I'm going to put a left hand parting in. I'm going to make it fairly far over. But even if it's not fairly far over, then do make sure that you allow for a side parting. There are times where I don't allow for a side parting, and that's when the client tends to do lots of things with their hair. Wear it in the center, the side, they flip it round, they throw it all over the place. These are the times where you wouldn't make these allowances. But generally speaking, most people are creatures of habit, and they keep their hair in one specific place most of the time. So let's now cross-check our haircut again and make sure that we have got exactly the same piece of hair from exactly the same place. And then we're going to put these pieces of hair down onto the side. Now this piece of hair is going to hit mid-neck area, whereas this piece of hair actually is at the bottom of the neckline, touching the shoulder almost. So there's quite a discrepancy in the two. Now, for those of you that have cut layered hair before, then put a side parting in and wondered why the side that's got the most hair looks so bulbous and big, and you're thinning it out and going crazy and texturising that hair, that is always going to be like that. It's never going to change anything. The side that you need to shorten is actually the opposite side. Is the side where the layers are longer. So I'm going to explain exactly how I do that right now. I'm going to subdivide this hair straight down to the back of the ear. I'm then going to pick up this whole section, and one of the reasons I'm going to pick up this whole section is because this hair is much thinner, and that is because of the ear. Okay? Now through this side section, once I've over directed it all back to the back of the ear, I'm then going to come around to the front just so that I can show you the line that I'm cutting. Now what I know is that this piece of hair sits at the mid neckline. So what I need to work out is what that means for this hair. I want it to sit at the mid neckline. So I'm going to have to cut off about 2 inches of hair for this to sit in the same place. What I'm really going to make sure I do though is angle my section so that I'm cutting with some concave layering shape. Okay, and that is going to protect the weight of my exterior, because if I just cut a square layer now, I'll cut away some of the strength of my perimeter, and this outline of this side will look weaker and thinner than the opposite side. So really make sure that one, you're over directing back to the back of the ear, and that you're over directing or angling your fingers up towards the ceiling and cutting a square line. So we're going to just put that in now. Then take a piece of hair from the section you've just cut and the section on the opposite side and have a quick measure up. That is bang on in exactly the right place. So now we have even layers on both sides in the front. Then what we do is we subdivide a section that comes from the highest point of the head to the back left-hand corner, as we're working in a left-hand parting. And then this is where we connect in, so that we're going to create, if we'd imagine the hair like all expanded out, we're going to have this kind of U shape where we've pulled the hair back this way and it's created length going forward, and then we're going to push this hair to that point and it's going to create length going backwards. So we've got this balance of external shape, but internally we're utilizing a lot of over direction to make this work. So subsection this piece off, and we're going to push all the hair forward, and you can see now my section's traveling forward towards the top of the ear, and that is going to help me connect in the hair a bit quicker, because the more we over direct it, the sooner it will connect into the previous haircut, the better. And remember, retain that steep angle that we talked about previously, so that we are retain that steep angle that we talked about, so that we are keeping as much weight on the perimeter as humanly possible. Now we're going to subdivide the hair straight down the centre back, push this hair over out of the way so you've got a clean section, and we're going to push it right round to exactly the same point we had previously, over the top of the ear. Turn it all the way around, and then we're going to cut a line that travels up towards the ceiling again. And then if I just show you this in cross-check, you'll see what's starting to happen now as we're building up length towards the back, so that we've got this extended length going back and extended length going forward, and that will blend in the hair much quicker into this back section. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take one more section just to totally ensure that we've got a good blend. It's going to go from just between the highest point of the head and the crown, and then we're going to run it down to the opposite back corner of the right hand side of the head, providing your shortest side is the left hand side. And then we're going to push that hair all the way around, straight above the top of the ear here, pick up all this hair and then elevate it straight up and just take that corner off, and that is everything connected then into the back section. We have evenly created over direction to this same center point, which is directly above the ear, and that means that we're going to have a beautiful transition from our short side right round to our long side. So that is how to create offset layers to balance the internal shape for a heavy side parting. You do exactly the same if the parting was an opposite side. There's no changes to this technique. I love doing this on clients, for those clients that specifically say that they have that kind of bigger, fuller side and it annoys them. And it's clients that might dry their hair with a round brush and get more volume on the thicker side, and therefore this side seems much bigger than the opposite side. It will balance all those changes out, and it really is one of those things that once you do it for a client and they understand why you do it, like I said in the beginning of this video, please explain what you're doing to your client. It will make all the difference, and they will see that you have gone to that little extra detail to change their haircut, and make it work better for them. And if you've done that and nobody else has ever done that, then they're going to look at you like you have given them something extra, another level of experience.